All right, we're going to get started. Run of show, Donna will open, Congresswoman Robin Kelly, and then we'll proceed to each municipal mayor and manager present today, starting with the mayor of Lansing, proceeding to Mayor Curry, and so forth. Everyone will have 2 minutes to speak. Questions at the end. Everyone should please state their full name and where they are representing, their jurisdiction, before answering each question. Thank you.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
I want to thank you all for being here, and thank you to Mayor Brian Hardy and the whole team from Lansing for welcoming us to Lansing. So thank you, Mayor. Let's give you a round of applause. Thank you. I am Donna Miller, the Democratic nominee for Congress in Illinois 2nd Congressional District. And I also want to thank Congresswoman Robin Kelly for standing with the Southland and calling attention to the urgent needs of our residents. And every mayor who's here, which we'll get to in a minute, and every manager, every first responder, public works employee, utility worker, and community leader who's here with us today. You have all been working around the clock to make sure that we can put us back together. And let's be honest, our municipalities cannot carry this burden alone. I live in Linwood, right down the street from here, and I've experienced on a personal level the same devastating effects as other communities: the flooding, the tree damage, utility outages, streets made more dangerous by debris. But we have been spared the worst of it in some of our communities. Across the Midwest, more than 600,000 customers have lost electricity after Tuesday's storm. There have been more than 170 confirmed tornadoes in Illinois this year, more than any other state, and nearly 3 times the national average. The climate crisis is not a distant warning, it's in our backyard. It's in all of our backyards. So I extend my sympathy and my demand for swift federal relief that affect our community here in the Southland, but also across all of Illinois, and to our neighbors in Indiana, which is literally right down the street from where we are today. Climate change does not obey municipal borders or state lines. They are neither red or blue. They impact all of us, and they have already cost American taxpayers $12 billion in damages this year. But when you're that one person who has to get a tree off of your house, or your tree fell in your yard, and the cost is $10,000, $5,000, that is a heavy burden to each person's home. And in the Southland, we are too familiar with this reality. I want to thank Cook County Board President Tony Pretwinkle for issuing a local disaster proclamation and making county resources available to support our municipalities. It also allows Cook County to coordinate personnel, equipment, and recovery assistance while documenting the full extent of the damage. There's an excellent EMRS department here in Cook County, and I want to thank them as well for contacting all of these mayors and being round the clock. I also want to thank Governor Pritzker for coming to Lansing to offer comfort, meet our residents here, and meet our first responders. And we are ready to work alongside our state partners to mobilize every available resource. But this job is bigger than one municipality can manage alone. Last year, Illinois sought federal assistance after 2 devastating storm periods, and the Trump administration denied both requests and appeals. Cook County ultimately established a $15 million relief fund program because Washington turned their back on the Illinois families and refused to help us in our time of need. Disaster assistance is not a favor from the president. It's not a political reward. It's a commitment that our federal government makes to every American in a time of need. And now we are in need here in the Southland. So today we're calling to make sure the Trump administration comes to evaluate the disaster based on damage, based on loss, based on the anticipation of future climate disasters that are sure to come. And we're calling on for the bipartisan act of FEMA Act of 2025 to come to the floor. There is no excuse for leaving bipartisan disaster legislation sitting in Washington while families are here standing in the wreckage of their homes. Our mayors are doing their jobs. I'm so happy to see many mayors here today. Cook County is doing its job. The state is at the table. Now Washington needs to do their job. And I want to thank you all for being here today. And no one knows this better than our Congresswoman Robin Kelly, who I'd like to introduce now. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you all for being here. Thank you, candidate Miller, and all the mayors and all the staff and everyone that has really joined together to turn this disaster around. Right now, families across the Southland are hurting. Homes damaged, power out for days after the July and August storms. We need help, and we need it fast. When Monday's storm hit, or Tuesdays, I was traveling, but I cut my trip short to come home. What I found left me in awe. Southland neighbors rallying around each other, one town helping the other town, helping however they could. I too was affected and lost power. Mine came back Friday evening, but I was one of the lucky ones and survived without significant property damage or injuries. Many families, however, suffered damage and are now in the recovery phase. These families deserve the agency from all levels of government, and yes, definitely from the federal government. Mayor Gonzalez from Chicago Heights could not be here, but he wanted me to share that he has 11,000 ComEd customers in his town, and 10,000 of them lost power. They already spent $300,000 from the last storm, and they don't know how much they will have to spend this storm. The process, as was just said, goes from the county to the state to the federal government. And once the process is completed, it opens the door to FEMA relief and other federal resources. And as soon as a proclamation comes to my desk, my office will be in immediate contact with FEMA, and I will be joined by other Illinois colleagues, and also, because it is Indiana and Illinois, asking my Indiana colleagues to join me also. So again, a blue state and a red state working together so we can get help to our families and to our villages and towns as soon as possible. I'm here ready to stand with my mayors and do everything I can do to make sure this process goes as fast as possible. And yes, FEMA will be hearing from my office Monday night. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Mayor Jada D. Curry, and I have the honor of serving as mayor for the Village of Linwood. I'm also president of South Suburban Mayors and Managers Association and president of the Southland Regional Mayoral Black Caucus, servicing collectively over 44 communities. I'm here today on behalf of the people of Linwood as well as the Southland. We are a group of communities that have been deeply impacted by devastating tornadoes. In a matter of minutes, homes were damaged, businesses were disrupted, roads were blocked, power was knocked out, and families saw the places they call home transformed. Our residents are hurting, but they are also showing extraordinary strength. Neighbors are helping neighbors, first responders are working around the clock, volunteers are stepping forward. Our entire community is coming together. But the scale of this disaster is beyond what one village can handle alone. We are asking for the federal government to stand with us now and provide resources our residents desperately need. We need assistance with debris removal, emergency shelter, infrastructure repairs, public safety, and the recovery of homes and businesses. We need the federal government to support us with the necessary tools and resources and funds we need to rebuild not just what was damaged, but to also make our communities stronger and more resilient for the future. I want to be very clear. Asking for assistance is not a sign of weakness. It is what responsible government does when disaster strikes on this scale. Our residents have worked hard, paid their taxes, built their businesses, raised their families, and invested in these communities. They deserve every available resource to help them recover. To our federal partners, we're ready to work with you. We're ready to provide whatever is needed in order to move assistance along quickly and efficiently. Every day matters, every dollar matters, every family matters. And to our residents, you are not alone. I too was impacted. I have a downed tree in my yard. I have a fence that's gone. I too was without power. We will continue to work together to make sure that these communities get everything that they need and deserve. Be clear, recovery does not happen overnight, but we will rebuild together. Our villages have been tested by these storms, but we are not broken. We will recover, we will rebuild, and with the support of our partners, we will come back stronger than ever. Thank you. And now I'd like to turn the mic over to our host, Mayor Hardy.
Thank you. Good morning to everyone. First of all, I got to say thank you to all the mayors and managers that are behind me here, standing in unity and staying Southland strong. It means so much to all of us here. I do have to recognize my staff. They've been out there tirelessly working the last 3 weeks, especially with these 3 tornadoes that have ravished through Lansing from Torrance Avenue to the state line. And I just want to say thank you to everyone that's here today from the Lansing staff. But I'm going to extend that thank you to all the other municipalities. We've had aid from so many other municipalities, and that means the world to me. I know just driving around, not just Lansing here, but in all the other Southland municipalities, devastation is throughout. It's just not located in one single area or one block. It's widespread. And for me to just say that, you know, all these other municipalities asking for help, we need it. There's no doubt. I can't thank Congresswoman Robin Kelly, Democratic nominee Donna Miller, for putting this together. It's so important that we all, like I said, become one unity as the Southland. And I want to speak for our residents as well. Lansing got hit 2.5 weeks ago with a tornado on EF1 that came through our south end of Lansing. And it did a lot of structure to homes, businesses, and residents. That was only about 3 blocks, 4 blocks. Again, devastating. This one here that happened on August 11th started from one end of our village to the south end, from 394 to state line. I don't care what block you go down, you're going to see destruction. You're going to see trees and homes, uprooted trees, sidewalks, streets, curbs, infrastructure that's damaged. As Congresswoman said, and Democratic nominee Donna Miller said, this is not up just for one municipality. We cannot just do it by one. Even all of us pulling our resources together, we cannot do that either. We need help. And I appreciate Governor Pritzker for coming down, Madam President Tony Brittwinkle also declaring a disaster area, but we need federal aid. We need federal aid like for our people, all our people. It doesn't matter what color your state is. We're all Americans, and we need to stand together in a time of need. And I will stand with every one of these mayors and managers and municipalities and residents until every home is fixed, every street is fixed, and every municipality gets what they deserve. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Michelle Nelson, and I am the mayor of the Village of Flossmoor. I want to say, first of all, that my heart goes out to all of my fellow mayors here in the Southland and our friends in Indiana who are all dealing with the aftermath of these terrible storms. On Tuesday, August 11th, an EF1 plowed through the Village of Flossmoor like the 1980s Bears offense, leaving thousands of trees uprooted and landing on homes, with also an extensive amount of property damage throughout our village. But our spirit is strong in the Village of Flossmoor. Within an hour, residents, together with Public Works and our fire department, were clearing roads. By the end of that evening, every single road, 45 miles of road in the Village of Flossmoor, was passable. Our police and our staff were working continuously since Tuesday afternoon with Cook County EMS Big shout out to them for getting out to our village immediately to help make sure that our streets were safe, our intersections were controlled, and resources were mobilized. Also want to thank our local businesses who immediately that afternoon started providing meals and water for all of our first responders. Within a day, public works crews from Palatine, Hoffman Estates, Glen Ellen, LaGrange, Markham, Harvey, and South Holland all came to our aid to help us clear out the debris. And this entire weekend, IDOT has been busy, mobilized, working to clear the debris off of the sides of the roads. In spite of all of that help, progress is incredibly slow. The damage is so great and the vegetation is so dense that we need more help, and we need it now. We can't wait. Hundreds, if not thousands, of limbs are dangerously dangling from trees that are overhanging sidewalks and roads. Last night's storm knocked down some additional tree limbs, and I am extremely concerned that the next round of storms will knock down some more, and we could actually experience loss of life. We need help cleaning debris on both public and private property. The average Flossmoor homeowner is seeing costs of anywhere from $6,000 to $20,000 per property to clear the debris, and residents simply cannot afford that. They need our help. I'd like to thank ComEd for getting us to 94% restored by this morning. They've done an incredible job. They've been out in full force responding to this disaster. I'd also like to thank our county and state partners, our federal legislators, especially Congresswoman Robin Kelly, and our 2nd Congressional District nominee, Donna Miller. We will get through this together, but it is a together thing. We do need everybody's help in order to fully come back from this and stay Southland strong. With that, I will turn it over to Mayor Rich Hofeld from Homewood.
You know, I had thought that the July 27th tornado was it. It was nothing compared to the second one that we had. The first one devastated the northeast section of Homewood. The latter one was the southeast section of Homewood. We have thousands and thousands of trees down. Our Public Works Department has worked tirelessly. We've had a lot of assistance from other agencies. We just need a lot of help. We're appreciative of the county. We issued a disaster declaration, and we know that some monies will be coming. We have not had any injuries. We've not had serious property damage as Lansing has had. There's no loss of pets. So over the past 3 weeks, we've had wind, we've had flooding, we had a fire, and Lord knows our locust next. We don't know what's coming next. But we're appreciative of all the help that we've had, and we stand with our neighbors.
Good morning, everyone. I stand in solidarity with Congresswoman Robin Kelly, our Democratic nominee, Donna Miller, and the mayors of the Southland region. I am Joseph E. Rudez III, mayor of the great village of University Park, Illinois. The tornadoes and severe storms have caused significant damage across our communities, including destroyed homes, widespread power outages, downed trees and utility lines, and the loss of perishable food due to extended outages. For many residents, this represents a financial emergency requiring immediate assistance and coordinated support. I respectfully urge our leaders in Springfield, as well as state and federal agencies and emergency response partners, to come to the Southland to assess the damage firsthand. Our communities urgently need resources, attention, and assistance. Our municipalities and families cannot recover on their own. This is not about politics. It is about people who need immediate help to rebuild their homes, restore their lives, and regain stability. We must also recognize and address the mental health aspects of this disaster, which will require sustained support alongside physical recovery efforts. The Southland must not be overlooked or forgotten. Stand with us, support our families, and help us rebuild. University Park is resilient. The Southland is strong, and together we will recover and emerge even stronger. May God bless the Southland and the great village of University Park. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. I am Talita Hart, and grateful to be the mayor of Glenwood. And I would like to extend a thank you to Representative Robin Kelly and to the second congressional nominee, Donna Miller, and all of my fellow mayors for their support. Saying thank you is not sufficient. Glenwood has been hit with multiple severe storms, tornadoes in a short period of time while recovering from the previous damages. That putting this into perspective is putting a human face to it. Our residents, like my colleagues, have damaged homes and properties, displacements, power outage, downed trees and blocked roads, loss of essential services, residents who may find this as a financial burden to them. More importantly, our seniors, disabled residents, and family and other vulnerable residents who needs additional support. I'd like to thank the county and the state and IMR for immediately coming out on site to offer assistance. They offered public assistance to debris removal equipment such as loaders and other machinery while we still need resources to help. Today I'm asking our state and federal partners to stand with Glenwood and help us secure every available resource for our residents and our community. We are doing everything within our local capacity, but the scale and repair nature of this disaster is more than what a municipality reasonably can absorb on its own. Glenwood is resilient. We are going to rebuild, but we should not have to rebuild alone. This isn't simply about repairing buildings and removing debris. It's about helping people get their lives back. And because of our municipalities, the mayor, the support of Representative Kelly and second Congress nominee Donna Miller, we are here standing as one to reassure you that we are here to rebuild and we're stronger together. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. I am Mayor Joe Woods of that mighty and humble village we call Park Forest. On July 27th, the village of Park Forest was hit with indirect impacts of 80-mile-per-hour winds from the tornado that tore through the communities of the Southland suburbs. The village sustained major tree damage throughout our community, knocking out power to 2,500 of our residents. There were downed trees and power lines and major flooding throughout the village. Our public works, police, and fire departments were all responding to calls and clearing roadways and storm drains to get them passable. Our fire department responded to countless calls of downed power lines, including one that caused a house fire. Initially, to immediately clear the roadways, our teams relocated the trees and branches to front yards. Over the following 2 weeks, cleanup from the storm continued, even as many of our residents lacked power, some of them without power from 5 to 6 days. We finally reached full power restoration on August 8th. However, just a few days later, on August 11th, Park Forest took the brunt of another 90-mile-per-hour storm, which tore through our neighborhoods. This storm brought more damage than the previous one, with even more trees down, widespread power outages, and increased areas of flooding. With this event, 50% or 4,800 customers of Park Forest were without power. Even today, 5 days later, there are still nearly 100 Park Foresters who are quietly suffering without power. It will take us weeks or even months to fully clean up the damage from Mother Nature's fury of storms. If there's one thing that I've learned, and I'm proud as mayor of the small and mighty village of Park Forest, is that during this time we came together as a community of elected officials, village staff, residents, and volunteers coming together to help each other through these challenging times. We are Park Forest strong, we are Southland strong, and I'd finally like to end by thanking all of the service that Robin Kelly has done for our communities, as well as Donna Miller, who will continue doing that service. Thank you.
Good morning, everybody. Mayor Jason House from the Great Village of Dalton. And I want to just take a moment to, of course, thank Congresswoman Kelly, candidate and Commissioner Miller for their leadership on pulling everybody together today. Similar to many of the mayors that have spoken already, the Great Village of Dalton has suffered hundreds of thousands of dollars of damage already, and it will take us months to repair the damage. And then the mental anxiety that comes along with it can take months, if not years, for people to really feel comfortable. I'm proud of our community and our residents for sticking together, our public works, first responders, and everybody that has got us through some of the difficult times that we have already experienced with power outages, trees on houses, and really just the devastation that has hit us over the last 45 days. With that being said, we're just asking for additional support from the federal level and quick and common sense support that is going to bring us to the next level. Our town is strong, but we should not have to be strong alone. We are proud to partner with Southland leadership, but we also want to get federal assistance with a quick assessment, a common sense assessment, so that way we can restore as fast as possible. May God bless.
Good morning, Mayor Rick Reinbold from the Village of Richton Park. I want to start out by thanking our Congresswoman Robin Kelly and our 2nd Congressional District candidate Donna Miller for bringing us together to give us the opportunity to share the needs for our region. The need is very clear. The message you've heard here today is that we need help. Some of our communities were impacted at a higher level than others, but in the Southland, the other communities step up and help. Just briefly want to acknowledge the hard work of all of our first responders, the combat crews, the other crews that have been brought in to help restore power to our residents. There's more work to be done, and what we're here saying today is that we need support and we need help. We don't mind hard work. We're the Southland. We're used to that. But there is work to be done, and there is support that's genuinely needed. Thank you for covering this today. We appreciate it. God bless you all. Thank you.
Okay, well, thank you all. Thank you, mayors. And I also want to acknowledge State Representative Marcus Evans, who's also here. And I just want to reiterate, we want to thank all of the first responders. Many of them are standing over there from Lansing, but I know each one of the mayors has a strong team just like that standing behind them. So thank you all for being here, and I guess we'll take any questions now. All right, Del Marie.
Yes, I'm Melanie Youngsmith from the Lansing Journal. I wondered if you could just help us understand the process. Is it necessary for Governor Pritzker to sign a proclamation of disaster before we can apply for FEMA?
Yes, there's a process in Illinois. Maybe Marcus Evans even wants to talk about it. It goes from county to state, and then it will come to us.
Yeah, and I've been talking to the governor's office. I mean, he's not the issue. We do anticipate a proclamation to be officially completed from the state. That's easy. All the states are doing it. We just want to make sure that our federal partners understand that Southland is America. So we want America to be taken care of right now, and to hopefully put the partisan issues aside.
So he hasn't done that yet?
No, not officially.
So as soon as he does it, then I'll do what I need to do.
What can we tell residents about how they engage in the process of getting help? Because they know that you're trying to get them help, but they're wondering, how do I get this tree off my fence, and how do they get more immediate?
The message we've been giving to our residents is 1, be patient, 2, be neighborly, and 3, be safe. A lot of this work is falling on public works, but residents also have to understand that when there are down trees on private property, there's a different step that's involved. However, most of our public works departments have been working with these residents to point them in the right direction. So my best advice is to reach out to your village hall, your local public works department, your board of trustees, your mayors, and find out exactly what the process is for your specific community.
And I would also just add, from the county level, there's a survey that's been posted. So the survey is out there for people to not only respond to, that will help get an idea of what's going on in these different municipalities. And I know local municipalities also have their own surveys, so those could also be filled out. Are you raising your hand?
I am.
Okay.
Is it my understanding that the state has already applied in the federal government for aid from previous storms and we're waiting for the federal government, or has it been denied already?
Are you talking about like from 2025?
2025 and I believe earlier, but I understand that the state is in court against the federal government in order to get that aid.
Everyone's in court. So it's like, yeah, but that shouldn't stop us from still moving forward with this. We still have, we don't try, then we're guaranteeing we're not going to get anything. And that's why what I want to do is have a joint Illinois-Indiana push for money. I mean, my closest congressperson is actually in Indiana, not Illinois, Frank Mervan. So, and Indianapolis is suffering too, my colleague, Andre Carson. So we're going to try to work together to get this done.
That raises another question though. The federal government has denied Illinois FEMA benefits in the past, in 2025. If that pattern continues, do we have a plan B?
Does the federal government have?
If FEMA does not come to our aid in this case, what will the state be able to do?
Well, I'm not going to speak for the state, but also, I didn't even say this to the mayors. You know, we have people in place in the office that if, you know, FEMA doesn't come through by some chance, then we will sit down with them and see what other federal monies are available. They know that I have someone in the office that has worked with them on getting grants and different things like that. So we will, you know, do everything we can to see what else is available on our level.
Yeah, and everything that's going to be done from the state has been and will be done. Currently, the governor is pushing for resources to help families. We do expect the proclamation to come. The last proclamation was done from the storms in March. We just had storms. That was from June 30th. So we expect to do what we're supposed to do. This press conference is about putting the pressure on the top leader of the United States of America. This is America. We have an expectation for the leader of America, no matter who they are, to send resources to where they should be going. So we hope that you can get a message out that one person can make the decision to help the people of America who just happen to be in the Southland of Cook County.
All right, well, thank you all for being here. Thank you to all the mayors. This is what it looks like when communities come together. I'm so proud to be a part of the Southland community with all these wonderful mayors who work together for the betterment of their residents and community, and we will continue to do that. Thank you.